Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another power episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today we got a full panel because we got Stacy, we got Chris, we got Kimberly. We're going to discuss Raising Kanan, season 1, episode 3, or shall we call it Black Ass Empire, 1991, New York City.
As Empire.
Fuck this season. When I saw fuck this season. When I saw Lulu walk into the studio with Jessica, as we said yesterday, and now we're in Bulletproof Records, I was like, introduce you to 1991 Empire. Where is Lucius Lyon? That's what I'm waiting for.
That was Quincy Brown.
I'll be sure Junior took his place. Because you have to have the light skins running it.
Right, I was about to say it. Like, you can't have a studio without light skin privilege. I was like, God damn this show. 50 Cent.
Yep.
50 Cent. I like it. 50 Cent.
Fuck you for this bullshit empire you're trying to give us. With not one.
He should have been playing his daddy.
Huh?
He should have been playing his daddy in the booth singing.
Oh. You think so?
He looked just like him.
I didn't even notice it. Terry told me. Terry was like, "Oh, that's Albie Shore's son." I was like, "Who? What?" Or his stepdaddy. He should have been playing his stepdaddy.
No.
He too light for that?
He too light skinned.
I was like, and then not one but 4 unnecessary singing scenes. Kiss my black ass. But the one I want to stick on is Paul Abdul's Rush Rush. That took me back. That took me back.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That song was playing every hour on the hour in 1991. And I watched that video so many damn times on MTV. I was like, and Keanu Reeves was in it and shit. I was in middle school. I was like, oh shit. I had to look it up. I had to make sure that was 1991. I was like, this can't be 1991. I was like, oh shit, it was 1991. I was like, good on you.
I like, no joke, I love that moment.
Yeah.
I love that moment. I know that was so unnecessary. But it was awesome. It was just like, it's like, this is singing ass nigga, because let's be real. When we think, just like if you saw the movie Office Space, when you think no one's watching, now granted, it was like 4 of them in the car, but like when you think no one's watching, all of a sudden, I know for me, Backstreet Boys, everybody comes on, I'm like, all right, let me roll my windows up. Everybody, like, yo, I'm hitting those notes, right? You know what I mean? But so it was just it was somewhat charming.
It was not for a gritty drug show. Like, this is not what we signed up for, right? That's not what they showed in the previews. Because if they did, we would not be reviewing this bullshit. Like we need to walk in knowing what we're about to get. Okay. Anyway, what are we not getting? D-Wiz's funeral was off camera.
COVID. It could be COVID because you can't have all these people all lumped together.
Yep. Studio
could be
packed.
COVID reasons.
Studio packed. Club last week packed.
Bingo was packed, wasn't it?
Even Bingo
was packed.
Even Bingo was packed.
No, Bingo wasn't packed. It was scattered.
No, they were scattered. They were scattered.
It was scattered.
Bingo
is usually packed, like really packed.
With underlining conditions, that fucker was packed. Even in real shooting, they should have been like, we're gonna kill these people. Like, we don't need all these people here. Like, that's ridiculous. But kiss my ass. Anyway, so D-Wiz's funeral was off camera. Kanan knows he's dead. Now the streets are talking. The streets are now saying that D-Wiz killed Buck 20 over a conflict with a girl? Over a girl? Well, who is he dating?
Yeah, can't you just narrow it down?
No, he's dating Davina. My point is that should be Kanan, because Kanan is the one who's had a crush on this woman since day one, right? But somehow Davina's like, so Kanan, can we talk one more time? So obviously she knows nothing. Let's just establish now she knows absolutely nothing of the murder that happened in broad daylight that everybody knew, but she don't know a damn thing. What are we doing, man? What
I mean, is it just like the street code? No one's snitching. I mean, what you mean?
What are we doing? It don't make no sense. sense. It doesn't. Now, hold up. The drug murdering Kanan, we find out, started dealing drugs because he wants to provide for the woman that he loves.
He's 15. It reminded me of that Dave Chappelle skit with the crackhead baby on the corner. The baby on the corner selling crack, talking about, I gotta feed my kids.
Like, oh shit, I got kids. Like, oh shit.
It's like, I need money. I'm like, you're a kid. You have no bills.
I was cool with the idea of why he wanted to do, because like Stacey said, when you're young, you're just young and dumb. You know what I mean? Like I did stuff to try and impress a girl, which now I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm like, damn, I did, you know what I mean? But what I was not cool about was the fact that was such a big deal to him that like he made his first purchase, which, you know, I mean, I guess we all make mistakes in the sense of like he kind of screwed up and like he let this white boy hustle him for like, you know, how about 2 for $50? Like, bro, well, what? You know, but how do you go from literally almost killing someone, like literally pulling out guns, to be like, oh, I made my first deal? Nah, bro, shouldn't have been the other way around. Like you do like street level shit or whatever as a kid or whatever, and then you start
pulling
popping. It just start popping guns or whatever. It felt so out of place in the sense of like, if you popping guns, like you popping guns, and then now all of a sudden you're dealing. I don't know. It just seems so weird. And the fact that he took pride in that, in the sense of like, if we would have saw it be vice versa, where like he had a gun and I don't know. It just looked weird to me, you know? I mean, I was okay why he did it. I just didn't understand the whole big, like how symbolic to him after seeing him like just 2 episodes trying to kill somebody. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Wait, what is that?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you ask me?
Yes.
No, I don't know. The whole scene with him and Jukebox selling her stolen stuff in the park, and then Kanan selling his drugs or whatever. He was just too nervous and he was just all over the place. And like Chris said, he you know, to let the white boy, you know, just take over the sale. And I'm like, it just looked just dumb. Like, it was just, I mean, I've never seen a drug transaction, you know, myself personally. So I don't know how it should have it, Stacey. But but you know, it just seemed a little weird because he was crying basically when Buck 20, when he shot him, he was crying, was upset. He was just upset about D-Wiz like a scene before, and now he's like, I sold drugs. Hey, I did it. And he was like, what?
Look, Mom, look. I can
do it. I'm a big kid now.
Right. So
like,
what? It was his first time. Like, that was not my problem. My problem was, once he got started, did it not remind you of Power Book 2? When Tariq was out there like looking at the layout of like, I think, was it Effie? Was like, look, this is how the layout goes. You sell to these kids, not to these kids. They're the pawns.
These are the rich kids,
right?
And they're the pawns, and their parents doesn't come and pick them up,
right? I was like, this is that bullshit. I'm like, I seen this scene before, and it was stupid then, and it's stupid now. Like,
but no, that scene with Tariq when he was standing and he was looking out, that was supposed to be like Ghost, when Ghost stands, because they actually put it together on somebody's video. But they showed Tariq, you know, looking out at, you know, the school, and then they showed Ghost underneath. He's looking out at his club. So that was like supposed to be a comparison.
No. I'm talking about the one where it was. I want to say it was Effie. I thought it was Effie and someone. Stacey, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, was it Effie? Was that the one?
Yeah,
it was Effie.
She was telling you who to sell to, and
okay,
yeah,
but that wasn't
if you
when
see
they were
them arguing with their parents, then that means they want coke, and if you see them studying, that means they want weed or whatever she was saying. But
yeah, I remember that part.
And I was like, that's that bullshit. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up, Jukebox. You only sell bootleg shirts that you rob and beat people up for. How do you even know about the drug part? Like, what experience do you have up until now? None. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is happening right now? And as in true Empire form, Famous, it's like, I gotta go rap real quick. Come on, camera. That's what we need to be doing right now.
I was cool with that. I used to do that. I mean, we should do that. Like, yo, we were horrible, you know.
But he was supposed to be backup for Kanan.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, you gotcha. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he had other priorities.
Other priorities.
But before he did a little segment from your mama. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, I got you.
I'm just like, and then it was irritating as fuck, man. Because Raquel, Raquel. So Raquel's like, we got to expand the business, right? Because right now her corner boys, who by the way, it took the police captain to say the term corner boys, which irritated the fuck out of me. Okay, because these boys are literally on the corner, but no one wants to be like, I got corner boys. Like, no, like that was a whole thing in the dialogue in book 1. But whatever. So I'm like, Raquel's like, my people again robbed by Unique. I know Unique has hurt us again. So what are you going to do, Raquel? Like, how are you finally going to show that you are someone to be scared of? So then she's like, I'm a bribe, the dean's like assistant. Then we're going to we're going to steal the drugs and we're going to give it to the cop who works for both criminal organizations and pray Howard actually does his job and arrests and takes all these drugs and then just give it back to Unique. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is your best plan? Like, and what happens when your connect obviously figures out that this is an inside job and that you must be behind it because your shit just got robbed yesterday. So it's not hard to figure out how this thing went down.
And I do have to say, he's not Latino. He gets his drugs from, I think, where does he get it? Oh, he gets it from Mexico, Tijuana, Mexico, but he is not Latino.
That's true.
Yeah, remember all drug dealers for some reason on these shows, the head dude is a Latino dude. Not this time. It's Aberdeen. Aberdeen.
But yeah. Dean, but he's just the middle part. He's Ghost. He's not the Connect. He's actually Ghost at this point. So the true Connect is still Mexicans. They just started talking directly to them, which I thought was going to be the point.
Come on, man. I was hoping he would be Gustavo. You telling me he's not Gustavo? He ain't no Hispanic drug lord, Keep it quiet. Keep it silent. That's how you keep it still. Stop making noise. He guilty. He did that shit. So,
I really thought Raquel was gonna be like, help us meet the Connect. Like, we need to go straight to the source, so I'm not bowing down to this dude who's like.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was doing.
That's what I thought she was doing. And then do you not get the Franklin Saint moment when he's like, I deal with both sides. And I just let y'all work that shit out. I was like, I've seen this before. And which side are you gonna back, Connect? And he's like, well, we'll see which one of y'all makes it out. Let's go with Unique because Raquel just robbed me. So she done to me. Like and Unique is already about to pop back as we see in the preview for next episode. Raquel praying with D Wiz's mama.
That was kind of cold. That was cold-blooded.
That was bold.
That was cold as hell. That shows how ruthless the was. Yes. And then you saw she kept looking at Kanan, kind of like, look, Kanan, this is what you get right here. Like, this is, see, you know what I mean? But it was also kind of a teaching moment, kind of be like, hey, look, like, yo, even of the people you murder, like, or because she was the one that put out the hit for his best friend, like, yo, you still support the family. And that's where I think that's how even Kanan kind of taught Ghost and Tommy. And then for them to do what they did, to be like, yeah, I know I'm the reason why Genji's dead, but I'm gonna help. I'll give you money, Paz. I'll give you money. You know what I mean?
Problem with that is he don't know that.
That's what I was about to ask. Did he find out?
Nope.
That his mom did it?
Nope.
Not yet. He will. Oh, come on, he will.
But my point is that goes to Jukebox. Instead of Jukebox having another singing moment with the love of her life, who will get murdered when she comes to South Jamaica, Queens, how about you got Jukebox going, hey, Kanan, it's funny. I think I saw our uncle with D Wiz the night before he died. Like, don't you think that's kind of weird? Like, don't you think we should look into this? Like, why did we not get that? Why are we not getting to obvious storylines that's what we need to be talking about right now. We don't need more loving singing moments. We don't need Raquel getting the dick at the beginning and end of this episode.
And she was getting it too.
But that
was getting
no,
it.
but this
No, we
is
don't.
power. This is power. Remember how people complaining about the beginning of Power, saying why they always got shows? Yo, you got, yo. This comes like, okay, yes, it is Power Universe because you know, got
Gotta show
titties
people
and
smashing.
titties and
Gotta
the
show it.
male someone's ass and whatever, you know.
But think the fact that she said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we should stop by and see D Wiz's parents so we can show our I'm sorry, mother. I'm sorry. I'm assuming that these kids have fathers. My fault. Be like, hey, let's go start see the mom. But she had to get some dick first. Which came first? Dick. Then she was like, okay,
don't
Stacy.
Huh?
He had a paper to write. She had to get him when he was free.
So
Stacy, never mind. I wanted to ask something to Stacy. Did you when you watched it was about you, David, but when you watched the scene, the scenes between Rock and Sympathy and then them having a conversation about the whole school and whatnot, I was like, oh shit, David about to ask about how old is he? How old is he? You know,
I was just about to ask that.
but he had he said he was going for his master's, so he's at least 22 at least. And clearly she said she was 16 when she had Kanan. Kanan's what, 15, 16 years old? So she's like 33 or something like that. So she has to be 33.
But they're both talking like she's the older woman.
Yeah.
Both of them are talking like she's the older woman and he just young, just a teenage boy who just happens to be fucking a beautiful older woman who's a drug dealer. So I'm like, how old is this dude? Like, I thought about, he's of age. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So like, I'm like,
woo, that took a lot, man. To hear you say that takes a lot. That takes a lot to hear you say that because I know P Valley, man. We must have went the whole season of P Valley.
You know what the next question would be?
What's that?
Where are the condoms?
Oh no, Stacy! Why did you do that, Stacy? Nope, that's gonna bother him. Look at him.
This is the 90s. You know, it was all about
Stacy.
condoms.
Why'd you have to bring that, especially in the beginning of the AIDS epidemic? Why would you now bring?
Oh shit! And they brought up the AIDS too. Oh my God, shit! They just raw dogging it, but you know that's not even my issue. Let me show you the detail.
It will be.
Let me show you the detail I got into. First time they were fucking, and we saw her face and her titties. So that was actual, right. So no body double, except for the second time. She's like, I don't show my titties, but that's 2 times more than what Mary J. Blige does. Because she like, you don't even get no fake humping out of me. You get a blanket on top of me. That's it. Like she like, that's not what I do on camera. Anyway, my point is, when the boy got up the first time, he put on his pants because he's like, I gotta go, right? Second time he gets the ass, all of a sudden he's pantsless, sitting in this woman's house, and then and then Kanan comes. I'm like, where the fuck are your pants? Like, why are you just walking around with no pants on? Like,
it's gonna be baby boy next episode. It's gonna be scrambled eggs and dick.
Jody.
I was like, where the fuck did his parents go? Like, I don't know why.
Well, he said too, he thought that both just him and Rock was in the house alone. Like, if it was just you and your wife was in the house alone, you ain't expect no company.
Hold up.
You got your curtains closed? If you got your curtains closed,
what you got? What you got?
Kanan was damn near assassinated a couple episodes ago. She said, I thought you went to school. So he's walking himself to school with no security, no uncles. She's not taking him because D-Wiz is dead. All of a sudden, there's no potential threat in the streets.
I think that's what she thinks. And you're right. Yep. You're absolutely right because she did pick him up and one was like, hey, I'm taking you to school. Right. But I don't know why she would be this naive to think, he's gone, and that's why everyone thinks that he's the one that killed $120. So therefore, everything's all good with me and Unique.
But even if your homeboy did it, they'll still might even come after you because y'all got hate.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
There were prices on all 3 of their heads, which means Famous is also on the list of soon to be dead or should be. All right. And to Stacey's point, right after Raquel figures out that her son is still home, what does she say? I'm going to drive you to school because now I give a fuck about your life. Now I want to be like, also, I got a dick a couple of times. Now I can take you to school. Like, she chose penis over son. It's fine. I mean, like he 15, he can take care of himself. Shit, he's picking up bullet casings. He'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Also, you don't hear the sounds of fucking in your house. Like if it's just you and your mama and you hear Jodeci playing, fucking is happening. Like you need to be like, there's fucking going. Like who is fucking my mama? Like I'm not going. That's what he should have said. I didn't go to school because I want to know who's schooling your ass right now in the morning. Like I need to know who this dude is. Like that's how that should have went. He should have been Benny standing outside the door of Hannah going, who this man with you?
Oh, so you wanted him to be like Emmett to
that because that's what black
men.
men do when they single mamas out there trying to get something. They like, you need to get off my mama. I love my mama. I'm just saying that should have been the conversation.
Like Tyrese.
Another conversation that didn't happen, to your point of Kanan being cleared, would have been Raquel talking to Buck 20's family to officially say D-Wiz's body is sacrifice enough. We call it even. We still haven't seen his family, and whatever family this may be. We haven't seen her go to Unique and say, are we good now? Can we move on from you trying to kill my son? That hasn't happened yet. But we got time for bulletproof records. And for Jessica to be like, my brother Famous, he knows how to rap. So, the next thing we're going to get is Famous in the studio laying down some tracks. And then fucking Lucius Lyon is coming because Cookie's in jail right now. And they're going to fucking cut a record. Stop with this bullshit. Like, let's get back to drug dealing, please. Like that's what we signed up for. All right?
Oh, guys, might want to. I got to go, actually. I got to go.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes, all right, see you guys. Bye.
So just popped off? All right.
Yeah, bye.
All right, so, and then there were 3. So, I'm just, it just irritates. Oh, the unnecessary sex scene. So Marvin decides to help Tony Deep by giving her a dog.
Why is she on this show? This is the most unnecessary part of this show. I'd rather take the singing over these two. The only thing that I can see that Marvin is doing is maybe he's trying to stay in the club just to watch what's activities going on, make sure the drugs are being sold the way they should be. But if that's not the reason why he's going after Tony, why is this woman even here? Like, where is Hugo, the dude who owns the club? They haven't shown him yet. Why you keep showing me this damn woman?
Where's the drug dealing?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is the drug dealing? No Hugo, no drug dealing. Well, hold up. How about Tony has to remind Marvin why he went to jail in the first place? You're my knight in shine armor. You went to jail for fighting the guy who groped me. Like, he don't know that? Like, he don't remember why he went to jail? Then he says, fuck that. I'm your knight in shine armor. Motherfucker, she just called you that. Like, you don't have to. She said that. Like, she knows who you are. He says, here's a dog. And why does she need a dog? Because his sister barbecued her dog. Instead of her saying that, she's like, thank you. Let me suck your dick for your trouble.
That was...
He the one that did it? Or was it one of the other guys?
It was a henchman.
Okay.
But she knows that it was his family that caused said dog. And he reminds her when he's like, don't let this one near the microwave.
Well, he had a big one, so it can't fit.
Right? That's what the oven's for. And don't what's that dog's name that got murdered? Bella. They both had the same name, right? As somebody pointed out. I was like, that dog easily got murdered. So you don't need any kind of heating device, for that dog to get it. But I'm like, and the dog was watching, like, why is this woman grabbing this man's dick? So he was just staring while she was sucking because she came down at the dog level.
Oh my God. Okay.
Think about it. The dog was right there while she was sucking. Like, that happened. The dog was like, what is happening right now? Even the dog was confused. Like, they should have saw the dog going, what the fuck? Like, is this what humans do? I'm confused. He should have got involved, tried to hump her from the back. I don't know. Anyway, my point is, the scene shouldn't have happened. It was unfucking.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. They could have fit something else in there.
Something.
In that time. Yeah.
Something
that made sense. Because none of Rock's plan made sense to me. This whole tell Detective Howard where Unique's drugs re-up is gonna be at, and then arrest them and get them taken off the street so that there won't be any drugs for Unique's guys. And then I have this one. I don't know. We're not there yet. Why was there eight dudes on one freaking corner? Now, I have snuck off to the projects many a times when I was young, okay, because I didn't live in the projects.
Hey, look here, Chris. Look here, Chris. All right, let's keep the confessions to a minute.
Here's the thing. I was aware of what was going on because my best friend lived in the project. Her brothers would make us aware of, don't go to this corner, walk this way, walk around, trying to keep us safe, right? So never, ever have I seen 8 dudes on one corner. That doesn't make sense because normally they spread them out, because guess what happens? When you have a huddle of black men or Latino men, the cops say, y'all are doing something fucked up. And also it's a way to run, because that guy on that corner is going to run that way, then another. They scatter because they want to get away from the cops. There were 8, I counted them, 8 dudes. I was like, this is unrealistic. And then the dude who's the head dude in charge, was in the middle.
Well, speaking of running, can we talk about that ridiculous chase scene with Howard?
That was ridiculous.
And
how old is Omar Epps? Like, come on.
He ain't running nowhere but to a dinner table. Like,
you know what? We just got done watching Juice, and it was ironic for me to have Omar Epps playing the cop chasing down the black man when he was the black man being chased by the cop in New York. I was like, this is hilarious. And he looked old as fuck.
He did.
When he came, I think it's Scrappy. It was Scrappy. I think that's the name of the character. But when he came out and he started cleaning off his shoes, I just knew Howard was gonna come up and
that's what I thought too.
Shit out. I'm like, that's that scene. It's not realistic, but that's the scene where you're like, nah, I'm the smart one. I'm the older one. Nah, he was tired as fuck, still sitting there like, whew, I'm getting too old for this shit. He's like,
yeah.
Or Burke was gonna be there to be like, blah, like, I got this, dude.
Yep.
I'm like, something.
Mm-hmm. Nah, because that's how it always happens in procedurals, right? The one old detective gets winded, so the young detective comes jumping over a gate, and a gate is always high as shit, way up here somewhere, but they come walking, and then they grab the guy, the perp.
Nothing. Yeah. It happened in Men in Black. That's exactly what happened in Men in Black. Will Smith was running fast as fuck. Tommy Lee Jones was like, I got this shit.
Not doing it.
Too long, bro. He just walks outside. Boop. Now what? He's like, oh, damn it. He's like, experience, bro. Experience. I don't run. I don't do that. Right. I was like, what is happening? What is happening with any of this? And I guess we're supposed to feel bad for him because he got leukemia. I'm sorry, Detective Howard. Like, what is that doing for this show? So he ain't living past the season or whatever? Was it just me that when the doctor says you need to go find a family member?
Yeah.
And then immediately he's talking to Raquel. I was like, is Kanan his kid? Like I thought he was gonna be like the have and have nots. I thought he was gonna be like, I need my son real quick.
I need some bone marrow.
I need some bone marrow. I really did. I really thought he was gonna be like, hey Raquel, yes, I know we were fucking. Is Kanan my son? Because I need some bone marrow. Can I get some of that? Instead, he's being philosophical, like, man, have I spent my whole life just being a dirty, somewhat clean cop? Is this what I want to do with myself? And Raquel's like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, we got drugs to deal with. What are we doing right now?
I wish they would
at
just
least
tell
he
us
didn't
what's going on.
join Raquel's force to pay for his drug treatment.
Stop. This show is already going too many fucking directions, man. It's just what is happening. So let's talk about Raquel's conversation with Symphony, because her recollection of her parenting is questionable. She's like, it's always been me and my son. Oh, really? I thought you had a husband named Defcon, and then a boyfriend named High Spot, who Kanan specifically said, this is the guy that got me in drugs. I got my mom into drugs. I liked him. He was there for me. So it hasn't always been you and your son. Like, you had at least 2 men in this man's life. At least one of them he remembers. So I'm starting to think, like, do these writers even watch the first episode? Like, do they remember what they wrote? Because obviously they didn't. Like, I'm like, this doesn't make, this is, what the fuck? Like,
But I don't think that she was saying it in that sense. I think she was saying it in the fact, like I've dated men and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's always me and my sons. Like, at the end of the day, those two, any man can come and go, but I'm always there for my sons. So I think if you can look at it in two ways. I understand how you're looking at it, but I'm just looking at it on the other side of it. Is that, yeah, I could have as many men as I want to, but at the end of the day, that man can come and go. My kids will always be there, and I'll be concerned about them before I'm concerned about any man.
But
men are secondary.
But last week's episode, she said, when I was pregnant with you, your father told me to sit here in this house. So somehow she forgot Kanan had a dad that was also her husband that also tried to keep her and his unborn baby safe. She somehow forgot about all that. That's all I'm saying. Like, forget high post. Forget the man that, you know, that Kanan remembers as being some type of father figure in his life. This is put him aside because fuck him, right? But I'm like, the daddy, even the daddy, she's like, I don't know. I mean, he got me pregnant and, you know, tried to take care of me and shit. But what does that mean? It's just me and my kid. I'm like, what is?
And is she in mourning? I don't know if you noticed this, Stacey, but I was looking at fashion because I think that her fashion is spot on. Okay. She looks fantastic. Her body, everything looks great. The clothes are very good. Whoever's doing the clothes, perfect, right? Why is everything she wear black? She may have a spot. Like, I remember she had on this like puff jacket, which I didn't even see in the 90s. But that jacket was phenomenal. It had like the collar and then it came down like this. That was a nice jacket, but that was the only pop of color. Most of the time, she wears black. She wore brown one time, and that was the zipper outfit with the skirt. But why is she in mourning? Like, why is everything black? Jet black, like head to toe black. So is she like in mourning for Post or DEF CON? Like, or is that just a choice?
That's just a choice.
Some Black Widow. I guess that's just
yeah.
It's something about her trying to look hard. But yeah, she I mean, she's on top of Symphony right now. Last thing she's doing is worrying about DEF CON or fucking High Post. Like, she getting that high dick. That's what she getting right now.
I tell you, she getting it though.
That's
my girl. I was like,
all right, that's right, girl. That's right. You be strong and get it.
That's
right.
That young stuff.
That's right. And what is young? We don't know how young this dude is. Like,
I really think he's probably like 23. That's why I'm looking at him.
All right.
And then she's like 30. She's what, 31, 33, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, he is younger than her. I dated a guy who was 2 years younger than me, and I was like, you're more in the head, like 10 years younger.
We mature slower. Yes, it's fine.
Yes,
but the dick's still hard. So
yes.
To transgress to other issues. So Dean, again, Dean, you think Dean's gonna be around? I like him. He kind of smooth, kind of laid back. Again, he's kind of like that kind of upper middle management ghost type character. You gotta look at him. But I think he has that.
Stop turning his mama earpiece off.
What's the? Oh yeah, that was.
What was happening?
That's his mama. We don't know who that beautiful woman was, but I'm hoping that's his mama because he was just like bloop, like you don't need to be hearing my body. And she just like, and then he turned it back. I was like, okay, now you can get back to listening. That was
cracking up. I was like,
that was awesome, right? Like that was heartwarming, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the narration, right? Dead Kanan. No, my point is, at what vantage point is he speaking? You know what I'm saying? Like he says, like, okay, this is Dean. He's the dealer. He does this. How does older Kanan know any of the shit that he's talking about when 15-year-old Kanan is not involved in any of this shit? Like 15-year-old Kanan is selling drugs that Marvin let him have on the side. So at what vantage point is he talking that he can narrate this stuff like, as an authority? Like, does older Kanan know that Mama killed his best friend? That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure he's gonna find out. Bitch clip.
Yeah.
My question is, does older narrating Kanan, is he looking back at this moment going, my mom killed my fucking... That's not what he said, though. It wasn't like, look how hardcore she is. She killed my best friend. She's sitting up here praying with her mom like she ain't shit. Like, that's the thug I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's... Yeah. So you think he... That's what I'm saying. Because then that's a different conversation. That's a different narration of my mom was a hard bitch, and that's how I turned out to be like this. Like, or something. Or is he 15-year-old Kanan going, look at my mom trying to be there for this woman from my best friend's mama? Like,
No, I think he's the older Kanan looking back on his life and just narrating it, like telling you what happened. Like, this is who this guy was. This is who this guy was. This is what my mother was doing at this time. This is what I was doing at this time.
how would he ever know this? That's what I'm saying. He's talking about grown ass people about things he is not involved in. So I'm like, how does he know all this stuff if he's looking back from heaven, I guess, at his life? Like, what vantage point is he speaking? I'm just saying he has a lot of knowledge about things he should have knowledge about, even as he gets older, I would think. Let's say, so you think he knows? You think older Kanan knows the situation and he's looking back on it?
Older Kanan should know.
Should.
He should know.
I think should be known, but are not. but should be known. Anyway, Davina, and I do mean this, like the whole thing of him wanting to sell drugs to help Davina out, right? Kind of reminds me of Star Wars in the sense of like Darth Vader was a bad character when we meet him, right? But they make all these 3 long ass shit movies to humanize him, to be like he wasn't always bad. Like he went the dark side to save his wife and his unborn children. No, like that's not the story, but they give you this story so you can sympathize with this with this soon-to-be villain. They're doing this so we can sympathize with Kanan, but that's not the Kanan we saw in book 1. And they're making this so we can feel like he got into all these for the good reasons. He's doing all these bad things for good reasons. And I'm like, that's not the Kanan we know.
You mean to tell me that the only reason he's dealing drugs is to support his girlfriend and her sister?
That's exactly what that's exactly what he said. When he found out,
I think he's only doing that at the moment. I think he wanted to always be a drug dealer since he was younger. But I think right now at this moment, he's trying to get with Davina. So the best way to get with her is to help her out. Like, oh, he's here for me. The same way she thought Buck 20 was the best boyfriend ever because he always gave her money. He was always there for her. She's thinking, oh, Kane is the same kind of dude. He's buying me groceries. He's helping me and my sister. That's why but that's not the only reason why he's doing it. He's doing it because he wants to be in the game.
But so like to that. So, and also I want to defend Raquel because I really thought after being like, hey, you gotta get out this shit. This ain't for you. That all of a sudden she's the one to put him on the street. It was actually Marvin who was like, what's up?
Don't tell her. Do you really think she ain't gonna figure this shit out?
The woman folds his clothes. Like, that's a real mama. What I'm saying, like, I was 20 years old. My mom was still doing that when I came home. Like, just going through my shit. Like, if I was visiting, like, she would go to my room and clean the shit. I'm like, why are you cleaning up my shit? I'm like, right? It's like, that's what parents do. I'm like, stop that shit. But I'm like, he is 15 years old. He just killed a man. He can fold his own clothes. But she like, I gotta be a mama. I gotta fold these clothes, right? So I'm like, she will go through his shit and be like, where did this stuff come from? She's gonna be the Tommy parent that Tasha.
Unlike Tasha,
right?
Unlike
Tasha never
didn't know where he's getting these clothes and this cash from.
Tasha's living her own life because I know if I look, she's
and
living
drugs.
He's got lean in his room. He's got pills in his room. He's got all types of shit in his room. You're supposed to, as a parent, you're supposed to go through your kid's shit. Period. End of story. You live with me. Every drawer you have is mine.
Because I bought all this shit.
I bought
and
it.
that's another thing. When he went to Jukebox's house and asked Marvin, why are you in Jukebox's room? Like, is that not his house?
Yes.
And as Marvin said, what the fuck are you doing here? Like that's the real question. What the fuck are you doing here? Right. But they wanted to show you the contrast. They wanted to show you the contrast that with Raquel, Jukebox can come in as she pleases. She lived with them for a while, as we talked about that, right?
We need to know why.
Why? Where's her dead ass mama? You know she dead, or she on some shit. What happened, right? Like what happened, right? But I'm saying, but they're like, she's like, we used to be together, we used to talk, right? And I'm like, so you see the contrast in the parenting style. You also see that Raquel again opening up to Jukebox, and Jukebox and say, I'm seeing someone. Words are important. because Raquel says he got me feeling good. No follow-up question. Well, who are you dating, Jukebox? What is his name? Like what?
I noticed that. Yeah, she didn't say, and I thought like when we talked about it yesterday, I thought she was gonna say it. Like she was gonna say
What was
that.
the point of this if she wasn't gonna say, "Hey,
Exactly.
I
Yep.
like girls"?
Yep.
Don't tell my daddy.
Yep.
Because that's the logical question, right? Who is he? Oh, it's not a he. It's a so-and-so. Oh, what? And then like that's I'm like, yeah, what's the point of any of this shit? Like, but just so you can know, Raquel don't trust her brother. We already know that. When did Lulu start fucking Jessica?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and she already like, she just met this dude a couple days ago, maybe weeks, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already like, baby, you are better than this. You can be in the music business. You know how to sell things. Bitch, you just met this dude. Like you don't know this dude. He fell on top of you at a cafe. And now all of a sudden you like, this is my man. We ride or die. I'm gonna help him progress out of the drug game.
Trying to fuck up. She trying to get a contract for her brother, and she trying to get herself settled.
Yep.
Then she needs to be fucking crowned.
Baby's coming soon. She gonna get knocked up. She gotta have that drug dealer money, music producer money.
Well, once he gets the studio, once he get and
he's just gonna take Quincy's Crown, whatever his name, Crown.
It's like, but he's gonna take the studio, and this is how they're gonna clean the money, right?
Yeah.
Instead of Club Truth, you got a record label.
Yes.
Lion.
BMF.
I was like, but it's like that's what he's like. This is really the origin story to BMF. That's what that's what book 3 is.
That's it.
That's exactly what book 3 is.
Yep.
Y'all, you gotta be like, what the fuck, right? It can't be just us. It can't be just us. Like, this is not what we signed up for. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like,
still better than book 2.
Damn. Yeah. Well, all right. That's because you don't like Tariq, and I get that. You know what? I'm gonna say you're right. If this was not about Kanan and the prequel problems that happen, you're right. This would be better than book 2. Yes, because nobody's coming up with some stupid shit like, hey guys, listen. We can sell drugs in schools. Have y'all thought about that? Oh shit, Kanan. I didn't even school. I didn't even think about that. Like, we should get into education. Like, that's where our drugs need to be. Yeah, that's how we do it. You're in charge now because you figured out school. Also, this whole white privilege thing is really getting on my fucking nerves.
It is exhausting. Every time this her girlfriend tries to do something nice for her, I don't need your help. Is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm poor? Is it because I'm from here?
No, I'm that too. I'm talking about the fact that when Jukebox showed up to the park, she was like, "Go for the white kids because they got money. Don't mess with these broke ass black kids over here because we broke as fuck. White people always got money because they're whites. Like that's what the only broke white person in the power universe. Do you realize that he's the only one? Every other white person is living the good life for simply being white." Even to your point that the white kids hustled him. No, they didn't. As Jukebox said, they will pay more. He would have paid 50 for one pack, but it was Kanan who was like, okay, I'll take your money. That man sold drugs to himself. That's what that kid did. He was like, can I have drugs? Can I have it for 50? And Kanan was like, yeah, that's what you want.
Because Kanan didn't know any better.
But I'm like, but it's always that white people are just given these privileges because they are therefore white and therefore better than us. So thank you, Ashley Stacy. Thank you for bringing that up. I thought another reason why Jukebox was mad that her girlfriend was trying to give her something is that she is the stud in the relationship and she hasn't figured that out yet. Like, Jukebox should be the one buying for her girl, as you saw in book 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is the provider, but she's still trying to figure out, like, to be engaged. She doesn't know, like, her role in the relationship. She just knows she don't like the idea of Nicole buying for her for like I said, probably for status and other things. But as the stud, that is like her position. Like, once she gets there, she's gonna be like, it's my job to provide. Like, she'd rather rob people and say, why was she selling stuff in the same park you're selling drugs? Go back to the street corner where people know they're buying questionable shit. Like, right? I mean, that's where you're supposed to. You don't just show up to random ass corner where you got drug dealers over here and a polo jacket here. Like,
They would never be that close together selling stuff. That because the cops patrol. I mean, they patrol parks. That we all know they patrol parks, right? So why would you have you're selling stolen stuff and then right here, right there is a drug. That doesn't make sense. Why is all these people so close together? I understand COVID and stuff like that, but there was enough. They're outside. They're outside. So let people. How do you run away when people are this close to each other? It's just, that was a ridiculous scene. Period. It just was. It was that was ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That makes sense.
From a racial perspective, I gotta say, and gender perspective, I actually like the fact that you saw a black cop Howard with woman Burke in front of an Asian police captain. I did like that kind of like genre. I like it. It kind of reminded me of New York Undercover. Like just like minorities and women like trying to take
21 Jump Street.
Huh? Or 21 Jump Street. Oh shit, that would be good. If fucking Symphony's a 21 Jump Street type cop, that would be hilarious. Like, baby, I'm undercover. Then she has to put that big dick down. She's like, man, I don't want to have to kill you, but it's for the business. It's for the business.
He could be.
Yeah. Huh?
He could be.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Ghost didn't have it in him, but that was his long-term boo. He wasn't some girl he just started fucking. It wasn't Franny. What's her name? Franny? Fancy. It wasn't Fancy, right? Him, he could have killed. He could have killed. But like, this is Angie. He's like, shit, I give him my whole family for this.
Yes. He wanted Angie for 20 years. Huh?
I wonder if Rock bought a Mac as opposed to a PC.
That's true. Because Mac wasn't shit then. Like Windows was coming up. She had that's long-term sense. She was like, one day Mac is gonna be
Mac stock.
Mac stock. There you go. Apple. And then she'd be like, you know what? I got the first MP3 player. It's this big. I bought it from this guy from Shadyville.
Shadyville?
The shady side.
I got it from Roller, so-and-so boy up the street. Roller Senior.
Right? That's how his family got up there. He left Shady Side and moved to Queens. And his mom started giving hand jobs for 25 cents. And that's how we get there. That's how we get to the RSK.
You do, mama.
That was both their moms. That was his brother.
Wait, Roland cute ass brothers?
Yeah. I thought they were. I'm getting confused with Asian. I gotta look into that. I thought that was his brother. That's why it is his brother. It is his brother because after Ghost killed him and he went to go talk to Q Dubs and he's like, Q Dubs, can we make this deal? And he's like, it's all business. It's like, no, it's not all business because when your brother dies, then it gets personal. And this is personal.
I thought you meant brother like brother, not like
brother. Is it brother?
No. I mean, no, that was his brother. Because why would that even make sense? Like, I mean, people die all the time. Like, I'm saying, why would he be like, no, that was his brother? Even fact, again, it goes to when Kanan showed up and they had a whole conversation about the hand jobs. That was his brother. I'm gonna go back. Anyway, point is,
Kanan shot him, right? Didn't Kanan
kill him? Well, it was a group effort. Tommy was there. Tommy, because Tommy could kill anybody. So between them, they just wiped out the rest of the RSKs and then they took over. But I mean, where's the origin of them? That's what I'm saying. Like the people that will one day be them. You got the Toros Locos. Like there's not even represented. There's a lot of groups that are supposed to be in this area at some point, and we are seeing none of them. When Lulu said that his dad used to play the horn or something, it got me thinking about Uncle Gabe and Ghost's dad because and I thought about that like that could be a way to kind of introduce that club like bar scene and the kind of the jazz club thing. Like that could be a way to bring it down.
You know what I really feel? I feel like the only way we're gonna get those origin stories that you're talking about, like the real ones, is if they decide to do a prequel for Tommy and Ghost. They need to just go ahead and do it. That's what people want. People want to know more about them. Yes. Kanan is cool, right? Yeah. But I want to know more about Tommy and Ghost. Yeah. I would love to have the movie prequel that they keep talking about because Courtney talks about it a lot.
Yeah, but that was only supposed to be like a one mission for Lobos. Like that wasn't supposed to be the early 90s. So even that wouldn't give us the whole scene of when Ghost had to ride out to save Tommy when Tasha was pregnant with the twins. Like I want a Kate prequel. And we were talking about that. We're getting off track. This show's not doing well for me. I'm just saying. Like I already got a season 2, but I'm very disappointed in where the shit's going. It's gonna be a lot more music than necessary. And it does sound like a prequel to BMF. That's what this bullshit is turning into. And I'm not happy with that. But anyway, Kimberly, any parting thoughts?
Let's see. No, not really. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't really see. No.
So next week again, Unique is going to show why he's a better gangster because he's about to hit back for just getting his stuff robbed.
But at the end of it, when you saw Unique passing Marvin in the car, and of course Unique is gonna figure this out because he was looking at his corners. Yeah. There's nobody on the corners.
Thank you.
So he's gonna absolutely know why was Marvin there. Like, why were you there?
They were looking at new corners. It wasn't his corners. They were looking at new corners. Like, because Marvin was like, I want to like expand to new territory. They were trying to look for new territory that wasn't necessarily claimed. But but what should have happened? Unique should have known his drugs were stolen, and she shouldn't have to go to the corner. He should have got a message from his guys that our whole shipment got stolen. So him and Dean should have a conversation like, stolen or not, I'm keeping my money. And where the fuck happened to my drugs? Like, he shouldn't have to be out there in the corner and feel like he got robbed. Like, that's ridiculous. He should have been in the tailor shop. Oh, also, Dean's henchman, the big jacket, like the big fur jacket or whatever he was wearing. I was like, did Unique make that? Because I'm like, that's a little bit too much. Like it look, but I was like, maybe he outfits all the local like drug dealers and stuff. Maybe he gets a deal on the drugs because he makes all the good furs. Maybe I don't know.
It could be like Dapper Dan in New York, in Harlem.
Oh yeah, right.
Close. He
did.
He's
heard that. Maybe Jacob the jeweler, and then that didn't work out for him either.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna be in BMF too.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he was involved. Maybe he was laundering money through the jewelry store.
I know, sir. I look forward.
You gotta watch the documentary. I'm telling you, it's a good documentary. It tells you everything.
I'm gonna wait for the show because this is basically what this bullshit is. But at least I'm signing up for it before I start, so I know what I'm getting into. Anyway, Stacey, any parting thoughts? No. All right, then, guys, we're gonna wrap this up and pray for no more monologues. Because that ending monologue about the boxing thing made no damn sense to me. If you knew what he meant, please put it in the comments. I dare you to try to explain it. Because I don't know what the fuck if every episode is gonna be like this. God, please don't. Like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Like, write a book. Oh, yeah, you did write a book. Stick to the book, 50 Cent. Like, just stick to the book. Let the show speak for itself. That's what I'm saying. That's what good writing is. Fuck. Anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. We will see you again next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Don't hit me too much in the comments. I know I talk a lot of shit. I know I do that. But the show's really upsetting me. All right. At least we're not going to stop it like we did Blind Spot, so be happy. Fuck.